We are going to be going over math operators today. Phil had a session earlier, so this is just in case you missed it or maybe you want a slight refresher. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to create a new file, and we are going to call it math operators. Great. All right, so first we have to say public class, and then put our file name right here. So we called it math operators. Oops. There it goes. And let's put our bracket there. And then this next jumble, don't be afraid of it. For now, just copy and paste it. So it's going to be public static void main, and then you have an open parentheses, and then you do string, and then you do these little brackets. They're right on top of the enter key, and then you do args. This can be anything, but the normal thing you'll see is args. All right, so let's do another open brackets, put a little space right here, and let's close this one and close this one so we don't forget. All right, and now let's do a simple print statement just to make sure that everything is working properly. So we do system.out.println, and let's just say, hey, I am working. And don't forget your semicolon or you will get an error. So it compiled, running, bang, hey, I am working. Super. All right, so now let's start talking about what this lesson is over. There's a few basic types of numbers in Java. One of them is the int, and this is whole numbers like 1, 2, 3, or 4. Another one is double, which is what we're going to mess with as well today. And this goes over these decimal values like 1.2 or 4. Blah blah blah, or 5.0. So decimal numbers. All right. So we're going to make a couple of variables, which are just pretty much containers for values, and we'll say A, B, and C. You can also declare this like this. This is the same exact thing. But as you can see, it's a little bit more messy. So if you want to list out variables with the same type, this integer, then normally we'll just put it all on the same line. All right, and now let's mess with this double over here. All right, and we're going to say X, Y, and Z. And don't forget your commas or you will get an error. Great. So let's say A equals 5, semicolon, and let's put B equals 4, semicolon. Okay, so now let's start using these operators like plus, minus, multiply, divide. Plus and minus are pretty straightforward, so we'll say C equals A plus B, and this would give you, the value that you would expect. It's going to give 9. Also, we can do C equals A minus B, and this will give you what you expect. It's going to give you 1. So let's just make sure. Let's print this value out in the console so we can see. So system.out.println, and let's print out C right here. Don't forget the semicolon, and let's print it out again because we changed it right here. All right, so let's compile. Great, no errors, and let's run. So awesome, we got 9, which is 5 plus 4, and we got 1, which is 5 minus 4. That's what you would expect. But it's not too helpful. What is 9? What is 1? We don't really know just by looking at this. It's just random values. So let's be a little bit more specific in our print statement. Let's say A plus B equals the C value. So in order to do this, we are making a string, which is another type. You can do the same thing like this. It's another type. So string, let's say string hey equals hey. This is another type, just like integer and double string. All right, so we're making this string and we're squishing it together. This plus is called concatenation, but you're just combining it with this value C. So it gives us a little bit better of a print statement. So let's do A minus B equals that. Okay, let's run it. And great, A minus B equals 9, or A plus B equals 9, and A minus B equals 1. Super. So now let's talk about multiplying and dividing. All right, I'm going to throw a little wrench in this one too. I'm going to say B equals 7. All right. So now we're going to do C equals A. And to do multiplication in programming, most of the time you're going to use an asterisk, which is shift 8. All right, so you do A times B. And think about it for a second. Think about what the value should be. All right, and we are going to print this out again. So A times B equals what? Let's compile it, run it. 35. That's not 5 times 4. 5 times 4 is 20. So obviously we switched out this value right here and made it 7. But it's still using this B value right here and right here. So this B right now is 4, and B right now over here is still 4. But we change it right here, so now every time anything lower than this, it's going to equal 7. So right now, B equals 7. Right here, B is still equal to 4. But right here, B equals 7. So anything below this mark, it's basically saying that we're redoing B. B is now equals 7. Anything lower in this right here is going to equal 7. All right, so good for you if you got that. Now let's do division. And division is similar. You would expect division, no curveball here. So C equals A divided by B. Actually, there's one little catch. And if you're paying attention at the beginning, maybe you might get this one. All right. So what do you expect A divided by B? So it's actually, let's make this, let's say A equals 15. All right. But let's not do it here. Let's make it A equals 15. Awesome. So now A equals 15 and B equals 7. What do you think the value of C is going to be? A divided by B equals 2. But 15 divided by 7 is not 2. It's 2 point something. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Let's see. What is 15 divided by 2? 7.5. Oops, if divided by 2. Oops, it is 7.5. Oh, oops, I did 7. I was like, that's odd. There it goes. It's 2.1, blah, 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 blah. All right. So why are we just getting 2? And if you remember at the start, we said that integers are whole number values. So C has to be a whole number value. If we're doing 2 of these whole number values, and C is also a whole number value, we have to get a whole number value. In order to get the 2.142, we need to make it a double. Okay, so let's make this a double now. Let's say x equals 15 divided by 7.0. 15.0, because we have to make these doubles too. It makes it a little bit easier. You can do one like this, but let's do this. And this is A divided by B. All right, so let's say 15 divided by 7 is x. Let's compile this. Oops, I forgot my semicolon. Compile this, run it. Great. We have that exact number right here. Same thing, super. All right, the last operator is called a modulus, and this is the shift 5, so the percent sign. And what this is basically your remainder. So if we say A equals 9, B equals 4, the remainder of this would be, actually let's just see what it's going to be, but you should know. A modulus 4 let's say A modulus B equals, close our parentheses side, add that plus sign, and put C. Think about it for a second. I hope you got this one correct. Boom. A modulus B is 1 because 4 divided by 9, you have 8 and you have 1 left over. So there is our 1. And that is it. That's all for math operators right now. Hopefully you went to Phil's session. If not, then hopefully this carries you over.